Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday's New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week, but we've got lots and lots of things to talk about. Let's start with the DC guys. This is DC Nation number 0. It is only 25 cents. It has 3 awesome stories in it. Whoever you are, for whatever reason you might be watching this video, you need to buy this book. If you're a Marvel person, if you're an indie person, it's only 25 cents. It's got 3 awesome stories in it. You definitely want to pick this up. These stories will not be reprinted. These stories will not be collected in trade paperback. This is your only opportunity to grab these little prequels to some of the awesomeness that DC will be rolling out here very shortly. So grab DC Nation number 0. It's only 25 cents. Enough said on that. But never enough said about this guy. This is your latest issue of Batman with my man Booster Gold there on the cover. Booster Gold's one of my all-time favorite guys. Love me some Dan Jurgens, love me some Booster Gold. You will notice some correlations between what's been going on in Batman, what's been going on in the super titles. You'll notice that Booster Gold is popping up around the DCU. Nobody quite knows what's going on with that, but if you're one of the 3 people not reading Batman, you want to jump in now because issue number 50 is going to be one of the biggest books in comics history, so don't miss out. Batman's awesome. And speaking of awesome, here's Nightwing, one of my favorite Bat titles. The great John Romita Jr. B cover there. Love me some Nightwing. And Batman showing up in Deathstroke. If you missed the previous issue, we've got the reprint in stock. Batman and Deathstroke is always awesome. And speaking of awesome, Harley and the Joker are always awesome as well. This is Paul Dini returning to the character he co-created. This is the sequel to what was going on in the backstories of the main Harley book for a long time. Come on, anytime you see the 2 of them on a cover, you got to buy that book. Action Comics Special, rolling on the heels of the super awesome Action Comics number 1000. This is a Lex Luthor-centric tale. There will be the Action Special, the Superman Special, and then we'll roll into Man of Steel and Bendis' relaunch of the whole thing. So if you missed Action 1000, grab a copy of that. Grab this week's Action Special. Great time to be a Superman fan. Green Arrow and Green Lanterns. Always fun to pick up those books in the same week. Cyborg. Might be flying under your radar, but has been slowly picking up steam for quite some time. Been selling out of the recent issues, so if you haven't been following Cyborg, maybe you want to jump in and see what the hubbub's about. Curse of the Brimstone is your new Age of Heroes book for the week. Bombshells United is your extracurricular DCU book of the week. Injustice 2 is your video game tie-in book of the week. And Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles, is your Hanna-Barbera book of the week. Come on, man, it's got Snagglepuss. This book has totally sold out, so if you've missed the first couple issues, you're probably waiting for the trade paperback. Really been encouraging you guys to jump in on all of this Hanna-Barbera stuff because it's nothing short of genius. Love me some Snagglepuss. Good week for the Marvel guys, too. Avengers number 1. Starts the bold, new, and exciting era for my favorite A-Team. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. Obviously, the movie is the hugest thing on planet Earth right now. You've probably seen it 5 times. If you aren't following an Avengers book, but you love the movie, now's the time to jump in on this number 1. Everybody knows I'm not super crazy about the renumbering thing, but I do like a jump-in point for the Avengers, so good stuff there. Good to see Odin's son back in action. Captain America number 701. So I never miss an opportunity to mention my favorite guy, Captain America. Infinity Countdown. Speaking of the huge movie and somewhat relatable comics, if you aren't following a lot of Marvel stuff but you love the movie, grab that Infinity Countdown number 1. Catch up to the current issue. Lots of fun stuff going on there. And it's a great time to be an X-Men fan. Been saying that practically every week. Astonishing XMen. Been talking a lot about, well, all the different X books really, but this one might be escaping you, but Astonishing is really awesome. They got a great team, good story, good art. If you're only following the X colors, you want to find, grab some Astonishing as well. Speaking of the X colors, this is X-Men Gold. This is the big one. This is the one everybody's talking about. There's X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, X-Men Red, the aforementioned Astonishing. Like I say, it's a great time to be an X fan. They're building up to the wedding of Colossus and Kitty Pryde. So if you're a former X fan that's been out of it for a while, now's your time to get back in. If you're not an X fan, now's the time to see what all the hubbub's about. Everybody loves Colossus. Weapon X. And Hunt for Wolverine, Weapon Lost are your Wolverinery books for the week. Hunt for Wolverine #1 last week was huge. So if you missed that, you're going to want to grab that issue and then get up on the minis that are rolling out. Speaking of minis, Rise of the Black Panther is your retelling of the origin. It's another book that's been totally selling out. Goes without saying, he's one of the most popular characters around these days. SpiderMan and Venom Eyes are your Webbed Wonders books of the week. That's your last issue of Venom Eyes. We've got the other 4 in stock. It's been weekly, so if you skipped a week, you might have missed one. Everybody's digging Venom these days. You Are Deadpool is your Choose Your Own Adventure Deadpool book of the week. Haven't seen a Choose Your Own Adventure comic in a long time, have you? Unless you're 100 years old like me, maybe you've never seen one. Fun stuff. And Star Wars rounds out your Marvel stuff for the week. Always encouraging you guys to check out the Star Wars books. This one, Darth Vader, Poe Dameron, Dr. Aphra. Great stuff going on with the Marvel Star Wars books. And a great week for all the other guys too. I love talking up some Frank Miller and some Xerxes. This is your prequel to his 300 graphic novel from many years ago. Always great to see Frank back in comics. Good stuff. Kashi the Deathless. It's my Mineola Verse book of the week because I'm always talking up some Mike Mignola. And Dr. Star. It's my last Dark Horse book of the week because I love me some Black Hammer. Dark Horse does a lot more than their property license stuff. All the different Black Hammer books from Jeff Lemire are really awesome. And all the best books from Image this week. How about some Walking Dead? Much like Saga, I'm always telling you folks, if you only follow Walking Dead and trade paperback, you really need to catch up on your trades and get up to the regular issues because the periodicals are just more fun with those suspenseful endings and the whole bit. Everybody loves Walking Dead. Sex Criminals and East of West are some of Image's other huge titles. I love East of West. I love me some spooky Western stuff. Any kind of Western stuff. Black Science is my Image book of the week because I love me some Black Science. Love that cool pulp sci-fi stuff. If you're checking out Lost in Space right now, maybe you want to read some Black Science. Grab the $1 first issue reprint or grab that first trade paperback. Really good sci-fi stuff. And Stray Bullets. It's my last Image book of the week because I never miss a chance to talk up some Stray Bullets, some David Lapham. This is one of the darkest, most messed up books in the history of comics, but I really encourage you to read it because, oh, great stories, great art, really makes you think. Love me some Stray Bullets. And Death or Glory from Rick Remender. It's your last Image book of the week. Like I said, really big week for these guys. Image has some of the biggest and best titles in comics, like Spawn. Still rolling after all these years. Still some of the best art in comics. Speaking of cool, creepy horror books. Love me some Spawn. Sherlock Holmes starts a new series. That's your Dynamite book of the week. Everybody loves some Sherlock. Great to see him in comics. Along with Red Sonja Tarzan. Been telling you guys it's the era of team-ups these days, and Dynamite has some of the best. Dynamite does a lot of intercompany crossovers that we've been talking about. This week it's Red Sonja Tarzan. What's cooler than Red Sonja and Tarzan? Kind of like Wonder Woman Conan from a little while ago. Great stuff. Go Power Rangers is your Boom Studios book of the week because you guys can't get enough of the MMPR these days. If you missed out on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 25, you're going to want to grab 25, 26. The reprint of Go-Go number 8, this week's number 9. A lot going on in this title. You Power Rangers fans are super stoked these days. Harbinger Wars 2 is your Valiant book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. Go to their website, check out all their different stuff. Their event books are always fun, so Harbinger Wars is a good time to jump in and see what the Valiant universe is all about. And Dark Arc is my Aftershock book of the week. Don't talk a lot about Aftershock, but this is the first story of the next arc. You can grab the Black Cat pack of 1 through 5. It's one of the more interesting titles out there these days. Aftershock actually does a lot of really cool and interesting stuff. They're a publisher that's definitely on the rise. So again, you'll want to go to their website, check out all their check out all their different titles. You can start with Dark Arc because that's really awesome. And a pretty small week for the all ages, but some great stuff. Betty and Veronica have a new first issue. Been talking a lot about Archie books lately. They've got some great all ages stuff. They've got some great standardized, regular comics. I call the PG-13 ones. They've got the Afterlife, Jughead, all kinds of great stuff. But this is, of course, some of their all-ages stuff. Good to see Betty and Veronica back. And speaking of back in comics, Nightmare Before Christmas. As we get ready for summertime, you can read about Jack and the gang any time of year. Tokyo Pop is back. Nightmare Before Christmas is back. Super awesome to see this property back in comics. Good stuff. And I want to mention that this weekend is Free Comic Book Day. This Saturday, Cinco de Mayo, is Free Comic Book Day. So make sure you and everybody you know get down to your local comic shop and get some free stuff. Here at Black Cat, we'll have 30 books to choose from. You can pick 5 from our huge table of stuff. We got a big back issue sale going on. All our back issues are 75% off. All of our Black Cat collections are 25% off. Really encourage you guys to use this opportunity to try something new, try something different. Get around to as many shops as you can. Hit all those back issue sales. Turn yourselves on to some new titles, some new creators, some new publishers, some new characters. There's tons and tons and tons of books out there. Every week I talk about 50 or 75 different titles. There's another 75 titles every week that are out there. So like I say, use this opportunity to branch out, try something new, something fun, something different, something exciting. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at Facebook. Check us out at black-cat-comics.com. Check out our cool YouTube channel. Check out our podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rock and Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you this weekend.